evening, everybody. DJ Verm here live with his hair not even combed. Can you believe it?
Yes.
With his hair not even combed. How are you doing tonight, Akai? I've been hearing that you're having trash problems.
Yes, I forgot to take the trash out again this morning. I'm telling you what, if I forget next week, I'm gonna have to burn it in the lawn. And just put it out there, get a metal trash can, and just light it on fire, because that's.
I don't think your community is going to want that. No, what do you call that place there?
Yeah, the HOA is not going to approve of that for sure.
HOA.
And it's just like, well, here's something else that's going on, right? So I got informed that the neighbor next door is on one of these, pesticide registries.
Okay.
So I can't spray my grass. I can't fertilize my grass. I can't put bug crap around my house and I'm trying to find all the legal schmeagle crap about it, but we'll figure that out later.
Okay.
I got dandelions popping out the wazoo all across my lawn that I can't do nothing about because I don't know. And she's making it sound like I can't use anything.
Well, you're allowed to use radish.
I mean, so it's got to be something I can do, and what am I allowed to do? And, I was digging into the laws and I was looking up the laws today. And basically she's making it sound like I can't do nothing, but all the laws I'm finding basically say all I have to do is notify her. I'm spraying on this day. Be prepared. Go on a vacation.
Because you guys in the States, I think you're still allowed, to use the same pesticides and stuff like that. That us in Canada, we're not allowed anymore. We have to have radish juice.
What?
Radish juice or whatever. It's something. It's all bio. It's all made with carrots and radish and
I'm fine with that.
Beet juice.
And I'm fine with that. If that works, man, I'll use it.
Yeah.
But like. Every year my bug guy comes around my house and he sprays my house with permethrin, which is made out of marigolds or something like that.
Okay.
But they give it some fancy chemical name, which makes it sound terrible, but basically all it is marigold juice.
And so what is that?
Marigolds? It's a flower.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I had I've been busy, man. I had to drive up to the property today. It's up on the property.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It was like really exciting to get up there. It's like my second trip up there for the season. And I, driving up this little one lane road up into the mountains, come around a bend overlooking an aspen grove and a pond. Mm-hmm. And if you can just imagine, it's all pine trees. There's an aspen grove in the valley. There's a pond there. And there must have been 13 elk down there.
Woo!
Oh, it was beautiful. And as I was sitting there waiting for the excavator to show up, so we could walk the property to determine where I want to put this road in at.
Okay.
I had deer coming out of the woods, walking by the truck. I mean, no care in the world.
Crazy.
It's beautiful up there, man. Peaceful.
Why do we have to put pins all over the place? I'm trying to get our page up and I'm having pins to write all over the place.
Pins for what?
Pins.
What's a
no,
pin?
Because now I'm trying to get it on Facebook and trying to synchronize Facebook, and it's telling me you got to put a pin.
What the hell's a pin?
I
don't know. I can't.
A nip. Sorry, they say pin, but it's a nip.
I don't even know what a nip is.
A nip. A code.
A code?
Yeah, like a nip, like you have on your credit cards. A nip. Okay, you don't know what a nip is?
That CVC number?
Yeah. Whatever. Okay. Well, we're not.
It's a CVC number. That little 3-digit number on the back of the card.
Yeah, usually, yeah.
That's a CVC number.
No, the CVC is in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Okay.
But you're
No, it's
talking the whole
it's like
number.
a code. It's like when you go.
Okay.
You know when you go to Authenticator, when you go to the Authenticator, you got the possibility that you got to write down the codes, whatever digit number they give you. Then you got to write down that it's giving you permission. Well, it's exactly that. That's what I meant.
That's good luck. I don't know if that's going to work for me or not.
I mean, technically, we're being hacked all over the place. So it's great to see that we got a lot of security. But now,
that two-factor authentication crap.
Yeah, that's
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, that's what I mean. You got to get in and it's telling you. Yeah.
Have opted out of all that on a lot of things.
Okay. And
I just don't use it.
Why?
Why? Because it's a pain in the arse. I'm already technologically adverse.
Okay.
I'm already that guy that would rather go in the garage and beat a tool out of metal than buy one.
Okay.
Okay. So most of the guys going to build a cabin in the middle of nowhere with no electricity and no running water.
No, you're gonna go get some. What do you call that? You're gonna go get the. Just I want to say it there.
You know what I did yesterday, Verm?
What?
I ordered my oil lamp.
You did?
Oh yeah, I'm going back to the 1800s, bud.
Like you're getting ready for the MP. What's that MP?
Nope. I just ordered an oil lamp. It's going to be my sole light source for my cabin.
Okay.
Got it off eBay. I'll show it to y'all when it comes in.
Okay.
Hopefully it shows up in one piece.
Yeah. Oh, talking about sending you something, your clean shirt and T-shirt is now sent to you.
Oh, it's in the mail.
It's in the mail. I even got here. There's the bill. Bill.
Did I send you enough cash to cover things?
See the bill. You want a tracking number? I can give you the tracking number. I'm not over the air.
Not over the air, but did I send you enough cash to cover things? Are you okay?
I haven't calculated, but it could. I took with the insurance with a code. It cost me. I could say how much it costs. It's $26.19.
Okay, I think I sent you enough.
Yeah.
Well, if not, we always make good, so it's no big deal.
No big deal, man. You know what? It doesn't bother me if it's a couple of bucks. You're my friend.
Yep.
I think it wouldn't bother you, so it won't bother me. You know.
Not really. So I did bump across an interesting story today, though.
You did? Okay.
I did.
Yeah.
So there is a Chicago teen that entered college at the age of 10. She's 17, and she's earned a doctorate from Arizona State.
Okay.
She's 17 years old and now has a doctorate. Talk about overachiever. That's phenomenal. I'm impressed. Call me impressed. Name's Dorothy Jean Tillman.
Okay.
And wow, just, she became a class associate, a bachelor's, then a master's degree. Successfully defended her dissertation in December. She became the youngest person at the age of 17 to earn a doctoral degree in interrogated behavioral health. So something way above my pay grade.
Yeah.
But that's just, her family and she has just got to be absolutely proud. 17 years old, gone to college. Imagine going 10. Where's your kid? Well, she's in college. Isn't she like 10? Yeah.
She's in college.
Yeah. College at the age of 10. Well, what I find amazing though is, and I don't know if they're doing it up there, but they're doing it here. Like they got some of these, a lot of the schools are now allowing high schooler kids to take college courses, like AP courses, like their AP courses are now college courses.
Okay.
So they actually get college credit while in high school. And if you have a student that's very well applied in
Who's that?
College Ranger.
Okay.
Ranger danger. Speed bump.
Bump.
And so if you have a student that's very well applied in high school here, and I know in other states around the country, they can actually come out of high school with an associate's,
Okay.
which is huge. That's 2 years of college already done and paid for it, especially if it's something with the local college that you're going to go to, because it's affiliated with a state college usually.
So that
Yeah, so if you're going to get
that's a lot of money saved.
that's a huge amount of money saved.
Yeah.
It's 2 years of money.
Yeah.
Because I figured it out when my daughter was going to college. It was roughly about $40,000 a year,
Okay.
and that wasn't a state college, but it wasn't a high end college, because those high end colleges, they get into 80, 120,000 a year. So, thank goodness for scholarships is all I could say.
But I know it does for you guys in the States. It costs a lot. Eh? I think it costs a lot.
Huge amounts. You can rack up $100,000 a year going to school. Some schools are only $20,000 a year or $10,000 a year. There's such a huge range of schools. But if you want to become a doctor or a lawyer, of course you're trying to get in, Harvard or UCLA or one of those big schools, and those big schools know they have a minority on all that, so they're going to charge you out the wazoo.
Did you hear that thing?
There's another. No, that's Samurai.
Is he coming in?
Well, only if he clicks the links, I guess you sent him.
Okay.
I don't care.
They should have the link.
Yeah. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe I should say something.
Yeah, go just
use
check
the links from last time. Check your messages. And then okay, now he's gone.
Done?
He's gone. I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah, he's on his phone. Okay.
And then so I thought that was pretty cool. I haven't been following a lot of US news lately. But seeing the transition of all these tanks and stuff over in the Ukraine, on how the Russians are just keep piling more and more metal on top of them to stop drone strikes. I guess there is a Chinese foreign battalion working for the Russians now.
So tell me, yeah, exactly. Let's talk about that a bit. We don't usually, because we're trying to stay a little bit away, but it's not politics. So what is going on? What are you seeing that is going on, and what are you hearing that's going on?
It's a bloody mess. We're you got all this stuff going on. You got people dying left and right. The body count keeps going higher. Russia keeps attacking. Ukraine keeps defending and pushing forward, and it's almost like, well, you take this one, I'll take that one, and then next week we just switch back and forth. And so all these innocent people are losing their lives over nothing, because they're because one government wants to be a pain in the butt.
Is he a pain in the butt?
I don't know if he knows he's on the air yet. He's driving.
Okay,
oh, there he is.
He's talking. Okay. How you doing?
Can you see me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We see you.
Are we violating the law? Is that a Chrome
No,
mic?
we're not. No, that's a blue ferret.
What color is that microphone?
This mic is a static mic.
Yeah, but what color is it?
Chrome.
That's what I thought. I asked if it was a Chrome mic.
Oh, I thought you were talking about my headset.
Is that the only one that they had that day?
Yeah.
And so that's why you bought it?
Yeah. is the only one that.
Those are great mics. So what radio are you running now?
I got a Cobra 29.
Old school.
Yeah, it's not the old school. It's the newer one. It has a digital
old
display
school.
with has the weather alert on it.
Yeah, it's the old school. I was wondering if you'd gotten one of the new all digital 10-meter ones.
No.
What's going on, Speed Bump?
What?
Yeah, we're talking.
Well, you haven't used that term in about 6 months, but anyways, okay.
But
I don't
Speed
think anyone
Bump? Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
Oh, we were going to remember that for life. Are you kidding me? I mean, people call me Lawn Dart for a reason, you know.
Knucklehead.
Hey, can you guys put your screen full? I mean, I'm not talking about truck. I'm just talking about the you guys. I just put my screen full. It's the first time I see this.
Screen full. How do you do screen full?
They're supposed to have a little
right.
There's a little squarish thing on the right, and it blows
right,
up. Yeah. So you see full screen. See, people, we're learning things again. And then you got
what's that do?
It's just like now I see you guys like a whole page. It's like if you could do a F11.
Oh, well, yeah. Now I can't see my web pages.
Aha!
So how am I going to talk? Now I'm going to be like, blah, 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 instead of looking forward to my web page over here on the left about stories.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'll do what you want then.
Okay. So I got a shirt that
goes. Screens, that's fine.
That goes with your with your Discord channel.
Yeah. You got the Foo Bar shirt? That's very nice.
Yeah, and you still got the one from Vermland that's here.
Yeah. I still got to get you paid for because
at least now I know how much it's going to cost you in fees to send it to you.
Wait, you're supposed to cover the fees. What are you going to COD it?
Yeah.
Or do it? What?
No, I pay and you just transfer the fees. Hey, $26, man.
I thought you said it was 23.
No, the fees.
The shipping is $26.
$26 with shipping, or 26?
No.
Yeah, but maybe it's but
it's $26 just for shipping.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. I can't see it. Are we showing? So I can't see that backwards.
God, you can't read backwards?
Yeah, no, I can't.
Whatever the cost of your shirts is, add $26, send it to Verm.
Keep the shirt.
It's all that foreign.
Come on,
that's all that foreign shipping you got to pay for. You got to pay for that trucker to bring it across the border. See?
Yeah, and you're right. And they charge American gas.
We'll wait till we'll wait till Biden's out of office, and then we'll ship it. Things get cheaper.
He's getting reelected for another 4. Are you kidding me?
Oh, if he's getting reelected for another 4, I'm moving to
Canada.
Somewhere else.
Yeah, that didn't work out so well for the last group.
No, I didn't say Canada. I said somewhere else, maybe Hungary or somewhere like that.
Ukraine, go get help out.
No, probably. Let's see. Ireland pays you to move there. You know that they pay people.
Maybe
to move
Ukraine would pay me to be a drone pilot.
Could go live in Ireland. Farm potatoes, something like that.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never seen an Italian guy living in Ireland. I don't see that happening. Tomatoes don't grow there really well, I don't think.
And farm potatoes?
I don't eat tomatoes. You know, the funny thing is I don't eat tomatoes, so.
So how do you make your sauce?
That's what they got Alfredo for.
You're a non-spaghetti sauce.
No, I eat spaghetti sauce. I don't eat tomatoes plain. Let me explain.
No.
I eat tomatoes in sauce.
How do you make your gravy? That's what you guys call it, gravy.
You add all sorts of good stuff to it. Let it simmer in the pot all day long, and then serve it up at dinner. None of this ragu crap. Ugh.
Ragu's
Eh.
trash.
Hey,
Remember
Yeah.
that, Truck
Fight
Sam?
me. Fight me.
Sweet and gross.
hey,
Everybody
Best
has different
store-bought.
taste buds.
the best
Yeah.
store bought. The best store bought is Classico. I love Classico brand. And
I
was it
will
Bar-
agree
is
with
it-
you. That's
yeah.
pretty good.
Classico, and it doesn't burn my stomach. It's not as acidic as like if I eat ragu. Oh my god, I'm gonna be on the toilet in 10 minutes.
Truck
So
Sam's
bad.
used to eating from the inside of a dumpster. That's why he thinks ragu
Yeah,
is good.
And you can't handle garlic either.
Not that ass sauce, no.
Well, you can't handle garlic.
Garlic. I love garlic. Garlic and
You
onions.
can't.
That's why vampires don't get near me. Yeah.
You know something Truck Sam can't handle? Anything spicier than mayonnaise.
No, anything spicier than medium salsa, I can't handle. I'll
No?
do that.
Hey,
We
so
got some
we're
ghost pepper medium salsa. You want to try some?
Not yours, no.
I got some medium hot sauce I just made with queen peppers.
Knowing
Stuff's
you
good, man.
is flaming hot.
No.
No.
It's really good.
It's like me and garlic. I'll give it a try.
Hey, there's
But
lots of
don't-
garlic in it. I put a whole 2 garlics in a pint jar, marinated it, chopped it up with apple cider vinegar for like 2.5 weeks, and queen peppers picked from all these little. They're about this size of your pinky nail. All from the Southwest. It's the only naturally grown pepper that grows in the United States naturally in the wild.
Okay.
And they go anywhere from 30 to 100,000 Scoville, but it's a quick heat. It pops and then it dies down really quick. Smoky, like Chipotle. Oh, it's
Ooh.
good.
Chipotle.
A little bit of salt and water, boiled for 15 minutes and jarred for your convenience.
No.
I'll have to give it a try.
It's tasty. It's better on food. Don't just shoot it onto a cracker and eat it. But if you put it on food and then mix it in with your food, it's good.
I'm sorry, with like a tortilla. Or
Maybe you
something,
could try it. Maybe you could try it with your ragu.
The 2 whole garlic. That's not a lot, man.
In a pint? That's a lot.
Yeah. No, it isn't. It's very little, man.
Yeah, okay.
You couldn't even handle my spaghetti when I had made it with garlic.
I'm gonna take a picture next time. Gonna post it on here. There's so much garlic. So much garlic.
There's only 3/4 of a jar.
The jar. Steel. The jar.
Okay.
You know, one of those
How
big
wide?
jars of diced garlic.
And like how big
jar?
around?
The big jars.
Oh, a mason
Yeah.
jar.
Yeah, the mason jars full of garlic.
Yeah.
He put 3/4 of that into 1 jar of spaghetti sauce.
And let me guess,
Okay.
no one wanted to be near him for the next week and a half.
Nobody
because he
wanted to
smelled
eat that crap because it was nasty.
I ate it all. I didn't mind.
One
Ugh.
was my goo. Fail.
it. That's why he put 3/4 of jar in, because he needed to get rid of the taste from the ragu.
No, I love garlic. I love garlic.
Garlic
you
is
roast
good,
garlic.
but I find that it makes my breath and my body odor really rancid after a couple of days.
Yeah, a lot of people complain
a
about
couple
that, too.
tablespoons, and then after it's done cooking, when you want to add extra garlic to yours, you could just scoop it in and put it right into your meal.
Yeah.
Because if not, I'm gonna start cooking like I like hot stuff and feed you that next time.
I add fresh garlic into a lot of my stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Fresh
but-
garlic, but when you're doing the bottle, already pre-diced stuff, it's very tame.
No, even if I buy Classico tomato sauce, and I don't have time to stew my own tomatoes and make my own sauce, I still add fresh garlic, fresh onion. I'll saute up some onion and some green peppers. Put in some sauteed mushrooms, little sausage, a little Italian sweet sausage in there. Ground up sausage.
I don't like all
really
those sweet
good.
sausages. They're okay.
Me either.
Sometimes spicy.
Because you're eating
sausage.
ragu.
But
That's like 14 cups of sugar in it.
Isn't that on the commercial? They say it's like how Mama made it.
Yeah, I don't know what Mama was making, but that was
Yeah,
nasty.
The one in the trailer.
No,
park down the street.
that's ragu. I use Prego.
Same stuff.
Prego. Oh, that's a step up from ragu. Prego. You know,
Yeah.
if you mix a generic like a Walmart brand tomato sauce with Prego, it actually works out. It's not bad. But Prego alone, it's too sugary. You need some little acid to balance it out.
Yeah. I
Little
say
acidity.
don't waste your money. And
Add a
just
little
get the
tomato
Classico.
paste in there.
Don't waste your money. Just buy the good stuff.
Classico Barilla. Is it Barilla is the other one, or one that starts
No.
with a B? What is it?
Safeway.
Safeway.
Safeway makes a good.
We haven't had Safeways around here in decades. They all
Yeah,
closed
Safeway
down
makes a
on
good one.
it.
And then if I'm gonna make Alfredo, it's nice that you can buy it in a jar. Don't get me wrong, but it's sometimes just best to make it from scratch. I think it just tastes better. A little cheese, a little flour, a little
better
water.
made by scratch.
So
Make you a roux.
yeah, I had pizza for dinner tonight with
Yeah.
homemade pizza.
Homemade or
Homemade.
Okay.
Homemade. Got to do it homemade.
You got a pizza oven on the backyard?
No, I do it. I do it in my oven.
Oh, yeah.
Kitchen. I don't have no.
My
pizza
brother's
oven
got
back
one of
there.
those like wood-fired little pizza
Like a-
ovens.
Oh, like a beehive type.
Yeah,
like
it's
a
a
brick oven.
little stainless steel thing that he got. Looks great.
My neighbor down the street, he had built one of those brick cookout grills, and on the
Oh,
then
nice.
it's wide, it's huge. I mean, that thing you could put about 3 dozen hamburgers on it, or a side of beef.
That's
and
an
he had-
art that's gone.
Yeah, and he's a mason. That's what he does for a living is concrete and brickwork.
Guys used to. You didn't go buy a barbecue back in the day.
Yeah,
You went down to the hardware store. He bought some bricks and some concrete, and just made one in the backyard.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah, he
but we
made his
don't
own.
do
He's
that
got a
anymore.
beehive. He's got a beehive in the side, and on the side of it is like a beehive oven that he built on the side where he does brick oven pizzas. Which
Oh
are
man,
really good. It just it is the pizza he makes is just good.
did
yeah.
he make his own bread too?
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know about that. I know his wife uses it for baking and cooking in from time to time. But
Well, once you spend all that fuel,
she's
it's
not.
hot.
She's only allowed to use the beehive. She's not allowed to use the grill. It's forbidden.
because that's man's territory.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She's got a stove top for the rest of the stuff. Yeah. That's why. That's why.
Yeah, 'cause beehive are usually good for breaking bread.
She
You
told
do
me.
that after you make pizza.
Well, she told me once that her watch broke and her husband Brian refused to buy her a new one. And I said, why? And she said, because I got a clock on the stove. That's a woman that knows her place.
I could hear the emails already. Keyboard warriors unite.
As a good cook, she's a great cook, and she knows her place in the kitchen, not her place in the marriage. Trying to backpedal here.
It's not working. Not working.
Do you want to have all
Anyways.
the American women after you, or what?
Not in a good way either.
Yeah, not in a good way either, man.
Just remember,
Seriously, you're
ladies. Just remember, the First Amendment was put in there not to protect the speech that we all love and we're so happy with, but to protect the speech that we don't agree on and that we don't like. So just remember, that's why the Founding Fathers gave us the First Amendment. Otherwise, we'd be no better than Canada. And Trudeau.
Oh,
Wow,
boy. You
that hurts.
yourself off.
And you can't afford yourself a
Speed bump.
freaking T-shirt. Imagine
Yeah,
when
but
you talk.
I
I don't want the T-shirt anymore.
did. He's all mad at me. I was joking with you, dude. Come on, give me a break. I'm joking. I'm gonna
you know,
get this shirt.
you're better off saying China.
Okay, now he's
Yeah,
got the
or
back
North
pedal because he's
Korea.
been steaming this whole time. He's like, you want
I'm happy being a Canadian. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could
Politics,
complain. We could
Hey,
complain
just do
about
like we do down
Trudeau all
here.
we want.
We
But-
just we
Yeah.
are happy being Americans. We just imagine that there's someone else other than Biden as president. You know,
Yeah. You know,
you just imagine that there's not a
Trudeau's our
communist
Biden.
named Trudeau.
Then don't vote Biden.
I didn't. He's not my president.
Good.
didn't vote for it. Yeah. God, they hate that when you throw that back in their face. Not my
What?
president. So when Trump won,
He's still your president. You just didn't
yeah,
vote.
no,
for
I
him.
know, but when Trump won the first time, they all came out and said, he's not my president. He's not my president. Well, when Biden cheated and stole the election, prove me wrong. There's too much evidence out there, Verm. Too much.
Yeah, but they're saying the same thing with Trump, so stop it. God,
No, I'm just saying what I believe.
you believe in something. You
I believe.
You are a Trumpist. You believe in
I
Trump.
am not a Trumpist.
You told me you were a Trumpist.
He plays
No.
the
There you
trumpet
go. You're
all
gonna
the
get me
time.
activated now.
I didn't vote for him the first time.
Why do you
Still
both get
talking
married?
Positive about him.
I voted for Gary Johnson.
I'm not a
I'm proud to
Trumpist.
do
I
so.
can tell you that. Okay.
I voted
Well-
for Mickey Mouse.
Trump.
That's better.
These
Here's
two
the
act
thing.
like two married
Who,
people.
who do you think would be better for Canada?
No one. I don't know.
Is Biden going to be better for Canada, or is Trump going to be better for
I
Canada?
think Kamala Harris would be better for Canada.
You know what? And
God,
we
you should
already
be
know.
beaten.
And we already know what
Ladies and gentlemen,
happened.
tonight it's going to be a bitch and a.
What happened as soon as Biden got elected? It was put in office, and what did he do to Canada? He shut down the pipeline on you all, and shut down all the oil that was supposed to come out of those oil sands areas.
But then
Biden did.
allowed Russia to have their pipeline.
Who? Who
Screwing
done
over Canadian companies.
that? Who? Biden?
Biden.
Biden.
And Biden shut down the pipeline from Canada, the Keystone pipeline, but then allowed Russia to have the Nord Stream pipeline. So what sense does that make?
So
No,
are you all
it makes
happy
a sense
talking
that-
about this?
Because
Huh?
because Hunter Biden went over and did his crooked, dirty dealings for his dad.
Oh,
He's in bed with the Russians, the Chinese, the Ukrainians.
they have found
Yeah.
so much
Oh,
evidence,
and Iran too. Don't forget them.
so
And-
much
and
evidence of the Biden family, from everything from his daughter to his sons, and conspiracy charges and all this thing, and nothing is going to happen to them.
Yeah,
They
FBI's
are
gonna
all
run after
going
you
to
guys,
walk. Oh, not the first time.
True.
Yeah, he's
Yo.
outside. He's got to be right back.
Yeah, they're probably knocking on his door. He's closest.
Yeah.
I'm mobile, so it's such a way, you know, they don't have to hunt me down a ways.
Well, they
Uh-oh.
still know your address.
They know my address, but they don't know where I'm at right now. So
No, that's well. No, well, yeah, they can. They'll cloak they'll pin your phone.
oh yeah, they can. You know, they
My
you
earmuff.
Technology is
tracker
so
on it.
wonderful.
Hey, I hate to tell you this, but you have a Google phone, they know exactly where you're at.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You have a Google phone.
Yeah,
They can pinpoint you like that.
Bingo.
Oh yeah, it didn't have to stop me. So
But,
depends on how much of a fight I want to put up.
Google will turn you over in a heartbeat. They wouldn't even think twice.
Oh hell yeah! They bend
for
over
sure.
for the Chinese government all the time. So I wouldn't expect them. And then on top of that, they bend over for Biden.
So did you hear about that Chinese student?
China is
student?
all over the place, man. What's wrong with the
There was
Chinese?
a Chinese student was threatening other people in his college, and he got a prison sentence.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, they put his ass in jail for like threatening, like to chop people's hands off and stuff like that. I'm gonna have to find the article, but
Yeah.
For what reason?
and then because he made threats.
No,
deadly threat.
No. Why was he doing it?
Because he didn't like what the other Chinese students were doing. See,
Okay.
people may not realize this, okay? China has people watching their students in every town in the United States.
Oh yeah.
They have people out there watching what they do and reporting them back to the CCP. Okay?
Yep.
So, or the Chinese, whatever it is. They have people reporting all that stuff back. And if you were causing a problem for the Chinese, the people in China will contact your family, your relatives, and threaten them. And if you don't get in line, they'll take it out on your family that's back there in China.
Well, if you want to good see what they do, there's actually a YouTube channel called China Uncensored.
That's good.
Go
You see
watch
the one where
them.
you see the latest thing that China's been doing in Africa?
What?
They got these people in Africa. They got videotape of these guys in Africa getting beaten, whipped, just demoralized like they're slaves again by their Chinese bosses.
Yep, I can believe that.
And then all these people are like, well, maybe he stole something. No, he just didn't like the fact that he wasn't working hard enough.
Oh, no,
So he was-
have you heard about
So he was beating him to make him work harder.
Oh, God.
But it's not racist.
I can't believe this. Okay.
Well, you've seen that. Have you seen their Silk Road initiative they're doing? The China's doing?
Oh, God.
No.
That's
So-
that.
China has gone into all these countries in Africa, all the way from Africa all the way to China, right?
Okay.
And they're basically going in and they're doing infrastructure projects in all these countries. And how the countries are supposed to pay them back is they'll go in and they'll build trains or power stations or roads or infrastructure like that. And then they give the Chinese government, or the Chinese government gives them a loan, which is they could never pay it back. They're going to default.
Yep.
And they're also will allow China to export resources in their country. So they'll allow them to mine or whatever, but they'll bring all Chinese labor in
Yep.
Okay.
to run that
No
mine.
local labor.
No local labor whatsoever.
And they don't, and when they're building the infrastructure, I think it's like only 10% is local, and the rest of it's Chinese.
Yep. It's all Chinese
they use
companies.
it-
Yep.
And it's very
Oh yeah.
crappy work.
And then if they default on the loan, then China basically owns like all the resources in their country.
Actually, there's
So-
one that took over the port where they actually have a 99-year lease. I think it's Crystal or, and they actually have, as one of the ports, and I think they have done it to other ports where they couldn't repay the loan, so they took over the port. And now they're like, well, we can use this to do anything we want. And a lot of people are afraid that these Chinese are going to use it as a naval base. They
They are using it as a naval base. Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm. Then on top of that, you look at the islands in the China Sea and all that.
Oh man,
You
you
know,
imagine if one of us did something like that?
Oh yeah, it'd be
Went out to one of these islands in the middle of nowhere and said, "My island," and started building a house on it, and told everybody to pound sand.
Oh yeah, and how many islands have they built up? Made air runways. They have missile
they're all
defense
sinking right now.
systems. Oh yeah,
They're all
they're
sinking.
sinking. But the other thing is, they can use them to launch anything, anywhere in the Asia area.
What's
And,
funny is when
because-
they talk to U.S. naval warships, you're invading Chinese airspace or something like this, and they basically tell them, "Yeah, we don't recognize you."
Yep, and even the court, I forgot what court system they went through, and they even that court says, "Hey, you don't own these islands. You're in this country's economical zone, and you're taking over their part of their country." That's like I think it's the Philippines.
That's the hard thing. That's the hard thing about, like, if you wanted to go out and say take over an island, right? Or you wanted to put down roots somewhere in the world and not be affected. Do you know how far that economic zone is?
No.
200 miles.
No. It's so originally used to be international waters once you were 6 miles offshore, right? Used to be a thing back in the day. Then it went to 12 miles is international waters, right? So it has to be 12 miles offshore. The economic exclusion zone that's around each country is 300 miles offshore. 300 miles.
I thought it was 200.
So if you're within 300 miles of that country, they could say, nope, you're in the U.S. Or you're in Canada, or you're in the UK, or you're in France, or...
Crazy.
That happened in the Mediterranean. That was back, I think, in the 80s or early 90s. They had a guy, very wealthy guy he wasn't Italian, but I think he was from Switzerland or somewhere like that. He there are these small islands, all over the place out there off the coast of Italy on the southern side of the boot.
Mm-hmm.
And he thought he was in international waters.
He probably was, because it used to be 6 miles.
Yeah, and so he goes to one of the farthest out islands, and it was uninhabited. It was basically just a rock. It had a few trees on it, and he literally paid to have all the building materials brought from Italy to this. So he builds himself a house, builds himself a little resort of his own on this island, drills a well for running water. Now he had to import his water because obviously it's in saltwater area, and he couldn't. He said he couldn't get. I guess they couldn't drill to a freshwater source, or there was no freshwater source.
Yeah.
And it was too expensive to get like a personal desalination plant put on his island. It was just too small. And so he used solar power and generators to power the house and all that stuff. Long story short, Italy and Greece both claimed, because he was like supposedly like just in between where it opens up to the Adriatic. So he was off the coast of of Italy there, but it was like Greece and Italy were fighting over who owned that island. Yeah. And so because they wanted to when they found out someone had built on this island. Now this was 3 years after this dude had built his house there. For 3 years, no one knew he lived on that island, but somehow it got back to probably planes or
Just back in the 70s.
No, I think it was back
60s.
in the 80s. I heard from my uncle who lived in Italy. It was like somewhere in the 80s. I think it was like mid 80s. And anyways, he lived there for 3 years. No one knew that this guy had this house.
And he was a Swiss guy?
Huh?
Swiss guy?
Yeah, I think he was from Switzerland. If my uncle's correct about it. But apparently the Greece and him then fought over because they wanted to impose taxes on him for who does he's going to pay taxes to? Well, he was in international. They figured out that he was in international water. He didn't have to pay taxes to anyone. So then he just and apparently this guy has been living there ever since. And the government's kind of gave up on him. But there was another similar
in 1920?
story. No.
Yes. It's the cursed island of blah, blah, blah.
There was another one, and I don't know if it was over there or over here, where a guy had built a house on an island and then made his own flag and claimed to have his own postage. And he declared himself his own sovereign country. And then
Rose Island off the coast of Italy. So
Yeah.
Rose Island used to be off the coast of Italy when it was 6 miles was international waters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And they actually started going through the process to become their own independent state. And the Italian government was not, and they were outside of international waters. But the Italian Navy went out there and blew up this guy's man-made island.
Oh shit! Yeah, I heard about that one.
They took him off there, and I mean, it's a true travesty of justice. I mean, the guys for Rose Island. It's a great movie if you ever want to watch a movie.
That was on one of them old platforms, wasn't it? Where
the guy basically they built him. It
I
looks
thought it was
like an
World
oil
War
barge,
II.
oil derrick.
I thought it was
No,
like
this was
old World War II.
1968. 1968.
I think it was on one of those old lookout platforms that they used to have during the war, to
You're
like an
talking
advanced
about-
warning stations.
You're talking about Sealand.
Yeah.
There's one there's one over by the UK that was outside of international waters in the 60s, and it's called the Principality of Sealand, and now it's inside the international waters of the UK, but it's still recognized as the Principality of Sealand.
Well, with the Rose Island, didn't Italy, knowing that it was outside of what did they do? Extend? Did they just annex that small area and make it part of their coastal waters? And said that's
threatened him and did all bunch of stuff and took him to court and banned people from trying to go out there,
You can't have your own sovereign country.
Yeah, they had their own passports, they had their own stamps, they would trade because the currency on the island was stamps, so people would trade their Italian money for stamps so they could buy drinks and food, and they would just go out there and hang out. And
well, I think the difference between Rose Island and the one my uncle was telling me about is that this guy didn't claim that he was his own country. He's still a citizen of Italy or Switzerland or whatever. He's still whatever country he came from. I guess if my uncle's right, he still has the citizenship, but because he didn't say, hey, like Rose Island, hey, we're you can't mess with me. I'm my own sovereign country. No, this guy's still.
You can do that.
He just owns the island, and when they realized that he was outside the boundaries of both Italy and Greece, they were like, okay, well, whatever, and left him alone after that, because he was just on this far out island and he wasn't claiming to be anything special. Just, hey, I got a house here. This is my vacation home, and I like it out here by myself.
Which is awesome.
Well, it was like pirate radio.
Well, and that's where the Principality of Sealand came out of. He actually stole or took over or whatever you want to call it, but he kicked the people out that were doing a pirate radio station there before him, kicked them off and told them to get out, started his own pirate radio station, and then decided, I'm going to call it my own country.
Ooh.
It lasted for a while, didn't it?
Sealand is still there.
Yeah, but my understanding is, they tried to use it as a data storage because there was no, because they technically their own country.
They did that for a while. They're no longer doing that. But yeah, it's open for business opportunities.
Yeah, but everything you got to use, you got to bring in.
Well, of course, it's like any country. But it's only 6 miles off the coast of England, so it's not like it's that hard to bring materials to it. You could land them by helicopter if you so needed to. But
yeah,
there's nothing. But there's also nothing stopping you from starting your own country. The problem you're going to have is getting recognized by the UN.
True.
And finding land that somebody doesn't already think they own.
Oh, thank you, honey. Sorry, birthday card.
Happy birthday.
Oh, yeah, thanks. I don't celebrate my birthday past.
How old are you?
Over 50.
But, where in the world, there's very few spots. Where in the world can you actually get a hold of land that nobody has already not claimed?
Technically, couldn't you buy land and say IEC?
I agree. The UN is a laugh.
No, but couldn't you buy land you own and pretty much say IEC from this country?
You could. Good luck.
Oh man!
Even though you own. So say for instance you bought land, right? You bought 100 acres, right? And then you're going to declare it your own country. What are you going to do? There's a lot of things you got to do in order to become your own country, and one of those things you have to do is become recognized by a foreign power. So what foreign power are you going to go approach to recognize your little country with a population of one?
China would probably go for it.
Yeah, and so you're going to allow Chinese troops to travel to your country? You'll never get them out.
Yeah, true. But they would do it just to spite whatever country, definitely if it's the U.S. There's that one place down in, I think it's Nevada, that claims it's his own country.
I think he does that more of as a joke.
Joke, yeah.
No,
I know which one you're talking about. I think some of these micronations do it as entertainment value.
Yeah.
You okay?
Well,
He's dying on us.
Emphysema's kicking in.
It's time for him to go become soylent green.
I need to go get my Geritol. I don't think crime. I think Geritol.
Chicken soup.
I see that actually happening in the future. Soylent Green.
It's already happening. Do you know there's a company out there called Soylent?
No.
And they actually sell a man-made food supplement that you can. It's like 200 calories per shake. It's like for people on the go. It's called Soylent. And obviously people haven't seen the movie, but the guy did it as a pun on the movie.
Okay.
Have you ever seen the movie Soylent Green?
No.
So these people were eating this food and nobody knew where it came from. And what they would do is they would harvest the old and the elderly and the sick and the people that weren't genetically fit.
Oh, that's an old movie.
It's an old movie. It's an old movie.
Yeah.
And
it's pills. They were taking pills.
yeah, and it's Soylent Green and it's made out of people. And so this company
made out of seaweed.
This company that's, I forget where they're located, but they make a product and it's like vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, and a couple other flavors they have. And they call it Soylent. And it comes in a little thing. You shake up the powder, or you can get a big pouch of it, and it's got all your minerals and daily whatevers you need.
So they're preparing us for that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, eventually you got to run out of places to bury people. Come on.
Just throw me in it. You know. Here's what I say. I'm dead. I really don't care what people do with my body. Chop me up, fry me, and feed me to the maggots. I really don't care. Throw me in the ditch. When I'm done with my body,
That was my uncle. I had an uncle. That's what he wanted done. He was like, don't
Throw him
even
in the
bother
ditch?
to put the obituary in the paper. Don't spend the money. Just cremate me and toss my ashes in the ditch.
I don't even want the cremation. I don't want to burn like the
Well,
heathen kings of old. You know,
they had. Well,
I'll
legally
burn
in
enough for
order
my
to vote, but they had
sins
to
in
do it.
hell. So you know, it's.
But that's what they did. They cremated him. He rolled his tractor in the ditch, and that's the same ditch they dumped his ashes in there because that's what killed him. So.
Hey, you know, I say, just bury me at sea. You know, it's cheaper. Yeah, take me out on a boat, dump me out in my favorite lake, and let the fish.
Did you
eat me.
see what they could do for some people? They got these what they call reef balls, and so they take your ashes, mix it in with the concrete, and into this big ball of concrete that's all got all these little holes and stuff in it, and they roll it out into the ocean as part of an artificial reef.
Nah, too much work.
They now even have water cremation.
That hydro
cremation now.
Hey, you know what?
They melt
it
you.
uses less stuff.
Just boil the meat off my bones. Okay,
Just
take the meat, feed it to some wild animals. Take my bones, grind them up, and just like in Minecraft, use them for fertilizer for a tree or something like that. You know, recycle.
There's a lot of that stuff coming out with the all natural burials where they're like they wrap your pod, into a big seed pod, and a tree germinates from it or something.
Yeah. Just bury me at the bottom. Bury me and put a tree on top. Let it, and then when I grow into a big, huge oak tree, chop me down, grind me into pulp, and print the Bible on me. I don't know.
Actually, they found out doing that the skeleton remains stay in the trunk. They have actually found skeleton remains of people like
in the roots.
No, in the trunk.
Well, that'd be something.
They actually found skeleton remains where the trees grew in the cemetery back in the early 1900s, and they find
I'm gonna have
skeleton
to
remains.
Check that out when I'm chopping trees down on my property up there. Maybe if I get a femur. And
as a history buff, I read a lot about medieval. A lot of medieval people always think medieval torture ended with the medieval period. Hell, they were doing it up into the early 1900s.
Do it now.
A lot of reasons that you see people buried in trees or buried in a tree or in the tree trunk is that they would what they would do is they would find a tree with a hollow spot in it, and they'd stick the person up in the tree, and then they would seal the tree off. Of course the person would die from suffocation or whatever, but then the tree would heal around the person and then absorb whatever and then no one know that you're in that tree. There's all sorts of weird tortures and things for people that
it's like the guillotine.
Still do it in the Middle East today. So.
Oh yeah, I mean it's like the guillotine. I think the last person that was under the guillotine was in the back of the early 1900s. Was the last person that had
wasn't that long
chopped
ago?
off by the guillotine.
Let me see here.
If I remember right, I think it was like the early 1900s. The last person that had beheaded by guillotine, and that was back in let them eat cake.
1977.
Yeah. Wow.
1977. Yeah.
So, here's an interesting fact. Do you know what the United States government ordered?
What?
A whole bunch of Guillotines.
Huh?
Yeah, it's in one of the requisition
Why?
documents. Don't ask me. Why does those organizations need guillotines? Why does the education department have its own SWAT team? Why do a lot of these agencies have their own police forces? I don't know. More government fundage going down the crapper is what I say.
IRS, I found out, has their own police force.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. I knew they had enforcement, but I didn't know they had their own armed police force.
You know what's scary? Is the Capitol Police for where the U.S. Capitol is, the Capitol Police there are a federal agency, and can put a department in any state of the union. Bet you didn't know that one. Oh, and here's another one. The VA, Veterans Administration, has their own federal police force.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
But they got to deal with us crazy guys. So,
Oh, okay. Here's an interesting thing. What state in the United States, without looking it up, cheater, was the last did the last hanging take place for someone who committed a capital crime?
Texas?
I believe it was Washington D.C.
Dude, close. You're close. Biden's state of Delaware. In January 25th of 1996, it was the last time someone was hung, even though lethal injection was the primary use for the death penalty in that state. The inmate wanted to die as quick as possible and said that lethal injection was too slow. He asked if there was an alternative method that he could use, and they said that hanging by a noose was the quickest method they had, or death by firing squad. He said he'd rather take his chances with the noose than someone missing him and having to be shot again. So he died. He took the choice of. They said that only three other states in the United States currently, aside from Delaware, currently have hanging as a choice of death for inmates on death row. The other one, Oklahoma's one, and Texas is the other. 16 states still have the firing squad as an option, but the last time someone was shot by firing squad was in Kansas at Fort Leavenworth by military firing squad for desertion in the face of the enemy during the Vietnam War.
I thought it was one in Utah that had that, or
they said that almost every state west of the Mississippi used to do hangings up until the early 80s, when hanging was considered too inhumane. So they stopped. They said that a lot of states went to lethal injection or the electric chair. And the electric chair was humane. Electric chair was deemed as just as inhumane, or if not worse. They went to just plain lethal injection. And some still, the gas chamber was last used in 1998 in
California?
No, Oklahoma.
Yeah, it was Oklahoma or Texas.
Yeah, Oklahoma used it in 1998.
Because Texas does not fool around when it comes to death penalty. They are whacking Muldoons left and right.
Texas is the only state to still have a operational electric chair in the entire U.S. All other states have given it up, but Texas uses it as a means of execution to this day. The forms of execution Texas currently has is hanging, death by lethal injection, death by electrocution, and death by firing squad. And they have not shot someone.
Squad or electrocution.
Yeah, no. They said that they have not electrocuted anyone since the early 90s, and they haven't had anyone shot by firing squad since the 1950s. So I guess the firing squad.
Yes, it's not that bad. So now the guillotines that are coming in.
Get your head chopped off.
Chop the head. Chop the head.
Snoop says it's a false accusation, but why does the Department of Homeland Security need, billions of 22 rounds? Still trying to understand why some of these departments bought all this ammo before and during and after the pandemic. Millions and billions of dollars in rounds.
Because they maybe thought everybody would be infected and they'd shoot everybody. So they maybe thought it would become like, The Living Dead? Whatever you call that, the show?
The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead.
We could only hope.
Well, actually,
Hold on. Correction on the gas chamber. It says here in this cliff note, it says we apologize. Our correction in the last gas chamber was actually March 3rd, 1999, as one of our readers who was an ex-jailer in Arizona prison system said that Walter Legrand, a German national, was executed in Arizona, was the last prisoner to be executed by gas chamber. So it was Arizona that had the last in 1999. And it was just a
Beautiful.
Wrapping it up here.
wrapping it up on such a deadly
Positive note. Please go out to our supplies. Go out to our website at VermlandRadio.com. Also, buy some swag while you're out there because it helps support the station. If you got any comments or emails, there's an email address there. If you don't like any of our arguments for tonight, please send in your stuff with your information and a well-expressed argument, and you may change our minds, and we may read it on air. So, over to you,
and don't forget to go to refund me for Speed Bump because he needs extra money for his t-shirt. So please go to refund me. How do you call that again?
GoFundMe.
GoFundMe.
Refund me.
We're kicking one out for
refund me.
Speed Bump needs $26 to get his shirt spent to him because he's a cheap ass.
He's a cheap ass.
That's pretty bad Speed
He orders
Bump.
a t-shirt and now it's too much. He's keeping it up the air. That's good. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. You needed to say
Thought
that
I was
nonsense.
cheap.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
All right.